Hey there, imaginary friends. We meet again. Did that capture? I hope so. Okay, let's not beat around the bush too much. This is mainly about the recent events. I already gave the title, so you probably know what I'm gonna talk about. It's about, of course, the League of Legends cinematic and the implications that has. So in regard of the RIOT MMO, I sure hope that means that they are busy working on MMO, and whenever something bad happens in WoW, I would, reach out for the RIOT MMO hopium, but that tank got empty, and I thought there would have to be something real major for me to refill that tank, but I guess not. This did the trick. So I do hope that they are busy working on MMO. It would seem like it. Also, my bubble got burst pretty fast because there was a video that mentioned some Reddit post where I guess some of the game developers said that they are busy working on a project that's not gonna come out anytime soon. So that kinda ruined it for me. They always have to use that mantra, not anytime soon, but on other hand, at which point do you use the cinematic department that much? So either they're gonna have a bunch of cinematics, or they are at the stage where they're already thinking about it. So I'm cautiously optimistic, if that's how you say it. Like I said, there's always that disclaimer, waiver, anytime soon, but on other hand, they are working on it a lot, and cinematic department, so there's some hopium there. That brings me to another two things. As you can see, I am trying to stick to the main road here. Okay, let's save cinematic for last, and first go into, when I do the search, I don't know, I guess it's YouTube, trying to, because there's not that many RIOT MMO videos, to give you options, but I'm searching by upload date. YouTube upload date about a specific thing, so maybe it's not YouTube, I don't know. When I searched for it, I hate dealing with those small letters with the incognito mode, but I did, and the results are the same, because I thought, when I was searching for some new MMOs, I watched some of those videos. I said, maybe that's the reason. I guess not. More about it maybe a bit later on. And about the cinematic, I understand that they are used to those huge cinematics, I just remember there's another thing about the Unreal Engine 5 here. Okay, let's deal into that because I'm gonna forget. It only took me to find another RIOT MMO MMO League of Legends cinematic to see that it's done in that Unreal Engine thing. And we all know that League of Legends is, has more of that cartoony fantasy art style. So I don't think you should one should assume just because of the cinematic that RIOT MMO is gonna look like that. Sure, Ghost Crawler did say that there are gonna be not some curveball, but people are not suspecting and anticipating some things that we are all wrong in our speculation. So sure, that could be one of the things, but I doubt it. And if they're gonna focus on cosmetic sales, you are gonna have a lot more options with the cartoony style. And I do think they would be shooting themselves, maybe if not in the foot, then in the arm, if they went for that realistic style. I mean, who wants to fantasy game with some gray and brown goo of a game? I don't. I mean, it's not gonna be a deal breaker, but I personally wouldn't get immersed into the world if it looked like that. I would try it, but would not get invested. That's me. And I think they would lose a significant number of potential players by going for that. And like I said, they had other League of Legends cinematics in that style, and we all know what the art style there is, so I doubt it. And now I forgot the other thing. Yes, about the cinematic. There are different schools of Kung Fu, and sure, they are used to, and okay, let's use that as a segue. There are different kinds of movies. Sometimes you get bored of non-stop action, or some heavy music, and you want something slower. And apart from, I guess, they are being a bit busy, I think they went for that. And cinematic is fine. It's something like another way of doing things, chillax a bit. But I guess people didn't really want that, so I guess they are clearly upset for that reason. I think it's a bit much, but okay. And I'm keeping that segue in the back of my mind, and I don't focus on this. So my point is, those brothers that made the Matrix, I remember a story that when they went to see Rocky, I think it was sold out or something, so they went to see some Spike Lee movie instead, and it was just some people talking. So it was mind-blowing for them. You can make a movie where people just sit or stand and talk, like this stream, for example, and that changed their view of things. And that's my point here. You can have some action, combat, those blow up effects and all, and you can have something more relaxed. And I guess they really didn't like that switch there, change of pace for that one cinematic, which brings me to the back burner here. It does in a way seems like they are a bit spoiled, going overboard for that one cinematic. And what about us Blizzard game players? You know, maybe Heroes of the Storm players, or WoW players for that matter. You know how many bugs there are in the MMO, and some don't get addressed for, you know, expansions. People do complain, but they are used to it mostly. So I do hope, you know, if this is how Riot treats their customers, I hope that's a good sign in a way. And like I said, you know, sure, Blizzard is, you know, WoW is MMO, but it's infested with bugs like that one over there behind me. And yeah, let's go into, last time I was talking about World of Warcraft and some of its issues, and it seems that at least the gear is gonna be addressed, which is great. And no matter what happens of it, what way it is, it's still, you know, some working on it. So I consider that a plus, no matter what, because I hope it's a process of things, you know, coming to some closure, because it's bad, it's real bad, everything is all over. I don't know, like I said, how it's gonna turn out, but I hope for the best, and at least that at some point things are gonna get sorted. Now I do understand that there probably have and that's the point with the World of Warcraft. I don't know what kind of a pile of junk they are standing on. It's an old game, and that's one of the advantages of Riot. It's gonna be a new game on, you know, Unreal Engine 5, so I guess a lot more stable, a lot more easier to work with. I don't know what the plan is for Blizzard and World of Warcraft, what they're gonna do with their game, if they can and will address, you know, clearly that spaghetti code or whatever it is. Unlike you imaginary friends, my real life friend works on one of, I don't only have one friend, works codes, I guess, I don't know, I'm not gonna. Point is, one of his assignments was working for I think generally beloved site Horn Pub. I guess he got a shirt. He promised to get me one, but I didn't insist on it. We'll see about that. So the point is, when he was working for them, through his company of course, they insisted on code being pristine clean. You know, they would really be very they were insisting on it, you know, to be crystal clear. So what happened with World of Warcraft and there, who knows what piles are there and what's going on there, but it clearly they need to put a lot of effort into fixing that. Now what's gonna happen in the end, I don't know, but like I said, I am aware of it, and I'm hoping this is a process that will lead to something, because so far, you know, there are a lot of issues, and you know, I hope some are gonna get addressed. Okay, that's okay. it's been a while. I mean, for the stream, so far so good. Let's not make it too long, but let's go into other things that I put in the title. Maybe there was some other things about this, but like always I forget. But I'm gonna save that for the end of the video, you know, talking about the channel and things. So as for the yeah, I like I said last time, I bought a bunch of those frozen arms of the hero, so I wanted to spend them. Who knows what changes will bring. And I started working on my last garrison. I hope I will never, I mean, it's halfway set up. I wanted just to finish it to get rid of those upgrades. And it is a pain, and like I said, I wanted to make the Talador outpost, that mage one. I know the mage talent is worse, but it has a portal to Orgrimmar, and I wanted, you know, some inclusivity, variety, what's the diversity, yeah, and put some blood elf in my garrison, not only orcs. And you know, I don't really need that garrison ability in or Teledor for that meta at all. But I already, I guess, at some point picked the, and I hate those quests, I'm sick of them, but I already picked the artillery, so Vol'jin Arsenal or whatever it's called, so it was too late for that. And for the Gorgrond, I did pick to get Bruto, that gladiator stuff, but you know, now I'm at the problem where I need you know, party sync, and I remembered, you know, I'm in a guild, dead guild, but there are people on it, but nobody replies. So, and yeah, about the social aspect, that's your social aspect. And you know, that solo shuffle thing, everybody's apparently playing solo shuffle. There's your classic feel solo social aspect. You know, it's over, you know, the year is 2023, move on. And as for the, yeah, so that's gonna be I'll probably just drop it there. I picked the barracks. I upgraded those, and you know, just I'm trying out those bodyguard. Doesn't seem that, I barely tried it really, so I can't really talk about that. I used to think, you know, oh, I can't reroll the traits, there are a bunch of bodyguards, but now that I tried it, I only have 3, so I guess that's the matter of perspective. And yeah, what I wanted really to say is, I don't have it now. Forgot to move the mic. So I don't have it now, but I will put in the description later on I copied the Tuulani skips and stuff. I'll probably keep one of those videos. Rest I will delete from that comment, wow shithead comment, you know, for it to be there. Pretty much the first 2 quest hub clusters you have to do, and the second 2 you can skip mostly. So it's like I said, I did make a video about it, but I would rather talk about it again than go back and see what I have talked about. So the last 2 clusters you can skip. I will, you know, copy paste the exactly what. Videos are not that, I mean, they are quest videos, specifically, you know, so not the quest chain, so you will not be able through those videos to see what quest to skip. You will see it from the text. So I will only keep one for you to see the original poster, so the source. And like I said, yeah, it's pretty much two last letter two quest hubs you can skip. So that's for Tuulani. And for that Bruto, you pretty much just can skip everything but the main Bruto quest line. So the one where you need to free him, one when you need to go to kill that ogre with him. And while I was there, I also freed Nazgrel. So I did only those three and got him as a follower. I mean, for the free-to-plays and free-to-plays, I guess, if you're not gonna bother with the party sync, you might just, you know, don't go for Bruto but take Malverick instead. If you don't want to deal with it, then maybe I made a mistake, but it is what it is. I'll see what I'm gonna do about that later on. So I guess that is it. And now for the channel. When I did search for those videos in incognito mode, I also tried looking for mine while at it, and I couldn't find any. So that's one of the things. You know, for as little views that I have, it's a miracle that I have those as well. There is a ton of things I can talk about all the time, so I could just stream all day long, but there is no point really. I didn't really want to make this stream either, but this is also a flying start one, and that's also a thing. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to just go at it. I didn't even have breakfast, and I'm doing this, so like I said, it's not convenient for me at all. Yeah, OBS upgraded, works fine so far, but there were some changes. I don't know, I have disabled that preview, and it said you need to redo that window, so I had to check, then forgot how to disable preview again. It's just right clicking on preview and unchecking the first option, so it was easy. Just saying that for fellow content creators that might not know, because I don't really need it. And yeah, so like I said, I wanted to do this for regularly, but there's no point. I will continue streaming, but not for the little details, because like I said, there's tons of those, and I really only wanted to make 3 major videos, and I'm gonna combine 2 of those into one. So I'm planning on, and I would probably talk about all of this in that one, so that's why I decided just to do this now, and you know, maybe focus on those things. And from time to time I like to, let's get rid of this also, some, you know, videos of people that I haven't watched before, and usually I just put it on playlist and said, you know, doesn't matter, you know, how bad it can be, and it can be pretty bad. I wanted to watch a video on something, and half of it was his life story, and it wasn't that interesting either. And no warning there, so my next video is probably gonna be that about the channel, so consider yourselves warned, or as the meme says, run. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean. And something else, and there's one more video I wanna go into. I don't know how that's gonna turn out. So some, topics that are in back of my head for a while that I think should be talked about. And then, when the things gather, I might go into it, I might not. So that would be it. And the video is long, but that's the thing, I wanna get rid of it as much as I can while I'm doing it. And I picked this place because I needed something fast, and I remember talking about how huge Orgrimmar is, and there was a warlock right there, but he's not in the frame now. Maybe he's gone by now. So people are using these areas as well, and yeah, because I usually take screenshots, they're not that interesting lately, but some that I didn't take. One was about the previous video. There was some guy that said, I just came out of 20s battleground and people use more CC in there than in Mythic Plus. And that's one. And also I leveled another character. I don't know what happened to that exploiter guy. I have no clue. I did check a couple of times the armor, and it always different. Either it seemed like he was not playing, at least for some time, then he appeared again with some upgraded gear and more honor kills, and his armory going up and down. Before that he disappeared, and armory is buggy, so I have no clue what's going on there. I did see that you can report now people from the frame, enemy players, and while I was leveling that other character, I was thinking, and I had the Lion Stone with that I sent those enchants. Said, okay, let's go on alliance, but I never met that guy, and I leveled that toon, and it's a matter of perspective, I guess, because there was a lot of alliance players complaining, and there were guild horde players, hunters too. So one of the guys, because we were getting farmed, and he said something like, low level BGs are intense, something like that. Intense, I know the word intense was funny, and it really comes down to that. This is some intense shit. And the point is, I think there are more effort put in the low level battlegrounds than in end game, and that when you think about it, at least 30%, I don't know what they are thinking, but at least 30, if not 50 and more percent of WoW player base is completely oblivious to anything, and them copy pasta stuff is good, because at least they admit that they are not aware and not knowledgeable, which is better than insisting on bad play style. and I'm not into math, and I don't know. WoW has, the database. I don't know how they read it, but they should be knowledgeable of that.